I'd worked in women's media my whole life since I was 19. I worked for almost 15 years in women's magazines. And when I realised that the future was online and magazines were dinosaurs that were going to soon be extinct, I jumped ship and I started a blog in my lounge room, really, not knowing what I wanted to do. And it seems so obvious now, but back then, websites for women were very narrow. So there were like cooking sites, or there were motherhood sites, or there were like gossip sites, but there weren't things that were about all the different things women were interested in. So the idea of having all of those kinds of things in one place where you could have light and shade was really quite foreign, but to me it seemed like the most obvious thing in the world. I saw a gap in the market, and then I proved that there was a market in the gap by starting as a blog and building up that audience quite quickly. It was kind of the Wild West online, and kind of everyone just jumped in and started swimming from wherever they were at with whatever ability they had. So I was on a pretty vertical learning curve. I just bought the URL mamamia.com.au and I just started blogging. Then I got into a groove and I started posting 5 or 6 times a day, and then on weekends as well, so it was 7 days a week, and it just started to take off. It's grown from, my lounge room to 85 staff with offices in 4 cities, and 27 podcast shows with 70 million downloads as of 2019. We reach about 5 million women every month in Australia, and we're the biggest women's media company and the only women's media company in Australia. We're pretty proud of where we're at, but there's always like the next hurdle to climb. When your core purpose is making the world a better place for women and girls, you're never really finished because there's a lot to be done. So there are lots of ways that we live our core purpose, which is making the world a better place for women and girls. There are some ways that are quite tangible, like we pay to send 100 girls to school in some of the poorest countries in the world every day. And then there are other ways that you wouldn't even know about, like we choose not to support the paparazzi economy, even though we could get more traffic if we ran paparazzi pictures. We take the view as a company that the paparazzi economy is based on pretty much stalking women and children, essentially, and it's not good for women and children, and often it's around body shaming and stuff. So we don't buy any shots that are taken without the knowledge and permission of celebrities. When you're the boss of your own business, you get to choose. You get to choose how you treat your staff, you get to choose how you treat your customers, you get to choose how you make your money. You can make a difference. You can choose, are we going to use recyclable packaging? Are we going to source in sustainable ways? You get to choose. And that is a really, really great, empowering feeling.